Good morning. I am trying to see if I got my lighting right. Let me see. I'm just going to share this with my group if I can find it. So I'd like to welcome you, give you a minute to jump on and find me. Let's see. Oh, sometimes it takes a minute for it to show up that it's live. Oops. Now I'm out of here altogether, so here we go. Okay. Okay, share to group. Here we go. This is a little easier today. All right. Sorry. Okay. Okay, yep. Hello, guys. I'm glad you're joining me. But you can share this faster than I can, Carol, but you're good, you're good at it. So thank you for sharing my video, by the way. Okay, so we are going to get started. I'd like to welcome everyone. If you don't know who I am, I'm Kelly Agee with Stamping with Kelly, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Michigan. Cold and sunny Michigan today. So, but I'm happy the sun's out, so I'm not really going to complain. Okay, so what we're working with today, we'll get right into working on the cards, but we're working with the Flowing Flowers. I love this stamp set. It's kind of watercolor anyways, but I'm going to show you a couple different techniques, I guess. But I like the fonts and the sentiments too. I think they're really nice. So hopefully, you know, you guys enjoy the cards as much as I guess I do too, and using this stamp set. And then the other thing that I am using is, and I haven't really had a lot of time to play around with this, but it is the slim card dies. And I do have the stamp set as well, but I haven't played around with it. So it's the dies and the sentiments. But I like this because they're bigger, so they'll be great for the cards. So maybe next week I'll use that. But I used this framelit, so I used lots of different things today. Okay. Oh, it was kind of snowing here this morning too, but you know what? We had, oh my gosh, I shoveled the snow around the house, and then it kind of melted the one day that it was so warm, and then it turned to ice. And we've had ice around the house for like a couple weeks, so this little bit of snow we got, which wasn't a lot, is kind of a blessing because it's helped. So, but it's I'm ready for spring. I keep seeing people said that they're seeing robins, so I hope so soon anyways. But I'm gonna work with this, and maybe we'll use that as our featured bundle next week. But I really liked it. I wanted to try it out on the slim line card. So, and let's see, we're just using a couple of other things. So I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm using some of the Heart and Home paper on the last card. And my little sticky notes all over here. I know my celebration book is ready to fall apart. I did use some of this ribbon too. It's the soft succulent ribbon. I used this punch on the Bows and Blossom bundle, so got that. So there's just a variety of things that I decided to use. And of course, once again, I had to grab a sheet of paper from here. What I was trying to do is trying to kind of like, when I did this card, my dog is shedding. I know spring has to be coming. I guess it's this card. I was using too much of the purple color, and it was just like, so I stuck some gray in there, and I loved the way it turned out. Okay, but let's go ahead and I'm going to start with the slimline card. And hi Donna, good morning. I'm going to, this is the Magenta Madness color, okay? So let me just grab my little supplies here. All right, so we got the Magenta Madness. Put that there. This is 7 inches by 8.5, so 8.5, 7, and then you just take and you score it at 3.5, right in half. Pretty easy. I did not make an envelope for this today. Maybe that's what I'll work on next week, but you do have to make an envelope for it. Okay, so we have that, and then what I have is a sheet of the white, 2 sheets actually. They're the same size. They are 3.25 by 8.5. One will be for the inside, one for the front. And then I took and ran, I got the same size, the 3.25 by 8.25. And with this die, that's what I meant to keep it out, I'm sorry. With this die, it fits perfectly on there, okay? And then it'll cut it out just like that. So it's nice. It's nice to work with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm just going to glue this down, and I'm going to use my Tombow glue. Now you could use our adhesive sheets, but I don't know if it'd be kind of hard to get this off without ripping it because it's very delicate. So I'm going to try not to put too much glue. Last night for my 3rd project, I was trying to make this little bag thing, and it's really cute. It turned out okay, but I had so much glue on my hands, all over my bottle. I'm just like, okay, I'm not doing this today. I got to figure out a better way to do it. But it's kind of a small bag, so it was kind of hard to not get glue all over, I guess. So maybe if I make it a little bigger, it'll be better. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit to the sides. If you see that you have to, there's a loose piece here. If you have to add some as you get it down, then you can. I really should probably have my little mat thing down, but it should pretty much fit right on there. And I got some glue right here off to the side. Let's see there. Okay, so hopefully I got enough on there. You might want to cut your black piece of paper, your basic black, just a touch bit bigger than the white, because I noticed I had it the exact same size and I'm getting some little frays there. So if you do it just a tad bit bigger, then it'll come out perfect. So once I get everything else on, this will be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. And as you can see, I don't have it perfect. I'm not even going to trim that because it's going to cover, you know, it'll all be covered on the card. You won't even see that it isn't perfect. And just try to center it. Okay. Alrighty, so we got that. I'm going to take and stamp my flowers. So I'm going to use the Magenta Madness. I'm going to move these cards out of the way here. Hang on a minute. Make some room. And I just re-inked these, so they'll probably be pretty juicy. And I'm going to get my little stamp pad thing out here. Even though with these you don't have to, I think with the table that I'm using, it's kind of a little bit like, you know, it pushes down, so just makes it a little firmer. Oh yeah, these are much brighter. So if you don't want them as bright, just because I re-inked, you can stamp off too, just like that, and it'll kind of give you that look. Okay, I'm going to put that there for a minute, and I'm going to stamp my inside as well. Let me find my grid paper here, because what I did is it says just a note and it says thank you inside. So I just took and stamped off a little bit, and I used my smaller one too. So we'll do this. And guess what I found? I found my cleaner thing. Sound so excited. Okay, and I'm going to do just a few over here. We'll kind of do our stamping. There. I'll have to clean them. So that was the Magenta Madness. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp my my thank you and just a note right away. Sorry, my arms are on the way here. What I found with the sentiments though is you gotta really make sure you just go up and down and don't rock. Because otherwise you'll get a mark like I had in my other card. So I'm gonna do just a note on here, and hopefully I got this little sheet of paper big enough. It'll be pretty close. I think I got it just a little over, well, I know it's over a 1/4 inch. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So let me go ahead and just clean these since I found my chamois. Sounds crazy, but I was missing this thing. I really like how it cleans my my stamps. Okay, got them cleaned out of the way. All right, the next thing is I went ahead and I actually fussy cut these so you don't have to watch me do it. Okay, and they're not hard to cut. They're actually very easy to cut. I can kind of just start one here and show you, but I thought they were easy. And you want to leave just a little white and just kind of, hopefully I'm in the screen here, just kind of move your scissors. I might finish cutting this out because I'll have one brighter one. Kind of get rid of the extra here. And if you just move your paper and leave a little bit of a white line, then if you don't cut perfect, then it's not a big deal. You don't see it. Although I feel like I'm kind of moving my scissors a little too much. I got too much extra paper on here. I know that sounds strange, but so you just kind of move your paper around, and then what I did, I think I left one that wasn't cut, but yeah, I did. I'll just not use that one. I know most of you know how to fussy cut, so. But I like to leave the little white border around, trying to get a point there. And it's just a little softer, I guess. Okay, let me get this out of the way. All right, so I got this one that's a little brighter, and what I did is I took just kind of the ends with my bone folder and just took and moved it around, and then I took in here so you could kind of bend it a tad bit more. I just snipped in between the petals a little bit, not much, but just a little bit. And then if you want to take and like kind of curl them up a little bit more, you can. You can take and add, if you have your sponge, you can add a little more color. I think that'll be kind of pretty with one a little bit darker. Let me get these out of the way. Okay, I'm going to use my glue, get my scissors out of the way. I feel like I don't got a lot of room today. I don't know why, but I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. See, with all that glue on my fingers, I'm still using glue. Kind of hard not to. So we'll take and kind of glue that in the center there. Okay. So what I did is I glued 2 of these down, and then I popped this one up, and I didn't like how it looked with just the flowers, and I wanted it still real soft, so I went with this, I believe this is the is it the seafoam green, I believe. I just wanted it real, you know, soft looking. So I took and used the flower or the punch with the little leaves, which I love. And I don't know, it turned out nice. It was just enough color. And I'm gonna add on, I'm gonna do this right away. My just a note on the black, basic black cardstock. And then I'm just going to trim around it. It needed something else other than just the white. And I didn't really want to do a dye with it to cover up the design on this too much. Okay. All right, better not throw that away. So I am going to glue these on though. And you can kind of arrange them how you want. If you want something a little bit like spread out, but you gotta just make sure you leave enough enough room for your little sentiment there. Or you could even, you know, add your sentiment onto like your flower too if you did that. Let's see, we'll kind of do something a little bit different here, maybe. Of course, I want my ribbon on there too, so. Yeah, I'll probably leave that. See, I thought this was too plain, that's why I added my little leaves too, okay? So I'm gonna pop this up. We'll get this on. I got one started here. And I didn't add any embellishments because it kind of took away from our little pattern. But you always could. Okay, we'll put that one right there. It's popped up. And my leaves, I'm just going to kind of stick in there. I'm going to add a little glue. And you don't have to put a lot. You just need... I'm going to add to my other, I don't know if you've seen it, I had a big glob of glue on there. Oops. Kind of want to tuck that behind the flower a little bit. And if you don't got enough, you can always add more glue. So I got to turn this to stick this here. I'm going to add my just a note so I don't lose it. Because I keep moving it around, so. Boy, hasn't February gone fast? Let's see, let's do this one this way. There, that'll kind of help that stay down too. And then we will add these little flowers. I don't know why my first burst of glue there is kind of crazy. Okay, I'm just going to add that there. And I was thinking, I mean, you could really even add one off to the side a little bit, but I'm just going to kind of do both of them right like that. And they'll stay, even this one's not glued down, but that's okay. It's kind of nice to have them kind of up, but then you got to take in, make sure you put them in the envelope that you don't rip off your leaves. Okay, so I use the gingham ribbon, which is still current, love it. And it's just nice to work with. It's easy to tie and everything else, so, okay. So I used that for the first one. I already did a triple bow. So I'm just gonna add a couple glue dots. Normally I just add one, but with this one, because it's a triple bow, I am going to add too. And plus I don't know how well my leaf is glued down. So have you made a slimline card yet, anybody? Oh, I think I gotta trim this tail a little bit. A little too long. I don't know where that went. Let's put this like that. Okay, and then with a couple dots you can really spread this out on there. There we have. Okay, now if you haven't made a slimline card yet, Donna, you'll have to try. They're really easy. So what do you guys think? Oops, get the little ribbon out of here. I was wondering where that went. So I really like this background. You could use this for, you know, almost anything too. I often think there's still a lot of scrapbookers out there, and this would be pretty as a background. So yeah, it's been a while since I made the envelopes. I wasn't really ready for that, but it's nice to know how to make it since you have to kind of have a special one. And these will go down a little bit if you mail them, but I think it's pretty. You could also do some Wink of Stella in here just to add to it if you wanted to. I figured I had quite a bit on there already. So, okay. The next card, I think this is the fun card. I don't know if you'll think that too, but hopefully. I love the colors. I think everyone's so ready for spring. We're all stamping in light colors and everything else. So, okay. So this is Flirty Flamingo, and the colors I'm using are, I'm going to be using Just Jade, Mango Melody, and Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so I'm going to kind of show you what I did. Now I'm using our blending brushes, but you could use the sponge daubers or even your other brush or sponges, the round ones that you can cut up. I know they're not current. I can't even think what they're called anymore. I got tons of them. I rewash them and use them all the time. So, but okay. So we're going to go with the Flirty Flamingo. This is your just standard card, 8.5 by 5.5. And fold that in half. I was trying to find some paper that matched this really nice, and I had a couple different ones and I didn't like them at all. So I just went back to this, figured it doesn't look like the rainbows, so it's good. My basic black is 3 1/4 by 5. This is an 1/8 inch smaller, so it is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And then we'll add it to the front right away. But I'm going to add my ribbon on there first. So we'll get that out of the way for a minute. Now this ribbon I'm using is quite thick, actually. And I tied a bow with it. I was going to put on there, but it was almost too thick. So I'm just going to add some on the back. And this is the Soft Succulent ribbon. In the book, it's beautiful. So, and what I did, because it is thicker, instead of using our tape, I just go ahead and tape it with the Scotch tape. About there. So get one side started, get that back in there. I don't know if you guys can see. So I just kind of put a piece of Scotch tape on, and then it helps hold it better. So I just want to make sure I got it about where I want it. I think I had that a little higher, so I'm going to change that up. Hang on a minute. And make it just a little bit higher. Almost about halfway. Okay. And then we'll bring it around and tape that. And then what I did is I just put glue all over, and it stays down really good. When I first started, I took in, yeah, it really helps. When I first started, oh, I was adding glue dots and trying to add extra, you know, whatever under there, and it was still lifting. And I'm like, Scotch tape just works great. So, might as well do what works, right? Okay. So inside I wrote, it's got happy birthday, it's a happy birthday card, sending a card instead of a text. I think we send texts way too much and not enough cards. So, all right, I have a scallop punch, oh, I used the die. This, what is it? This, not the contour dies, the Stitch So Sweetly dies I used. So I have it in the Flirty Flamingo and the white. Got an extra one in case it don't turn out the way I want it to. So what I'm going to do is just move this aside, and we're going to work with just this little piece for now. So I'm going to put that right there, put my glue dots back. We are going to get our paper out. And this comes the fun part. At least I think. Okay, we're going to get all of these open. And I don't know if you have the blending brushes yet, but if you don't, you should get them. Oh, boy, this one's stiff. So this is the Mango Melody, the lighter one. And then the Flirty Flamingo's pretty light too. And then the Just Jade. I'm sorry, I didn't re-ink this one because it was dark enough. There's a little darn dog hair in there. I don't really want to get rid of my dogs, but no. So what I'm using is this stamp set. So I'm just going to take and I re-inked these, so I'm just going to get some ink on them and just dab it all over, kind of. Not all over, but if you do it all over, it's not a big deal, but kind of just more towards one end. So I'm just going to put that there. Then I'm using the Flirty Flamingo kind of on the rest of it. And if you blend them, it'll be pretty too, but you don't have to. And then for the flowers, I'm just kind of adding the green on the leaves. And even if you get a little bit on the flower, it's not going to matter. I just want to kind of have the leaves green. And you could take and you know, just kind of stamp it normally, but you wouldn't get the different colors. Like I just think that's so cool. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of huff on this because I'm talking. So I'm going to add my main one right there. You can kind of put them on here how you want. Now see, that didn't get too dark, but I can add to it. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Oh, I think I used my little one too. I'm going to take and use this one so I can kind of fill that one in. And I'm just kind of doing the same technique. Sometimes you really gotta like rub these to get color on them. Okay. So we will go ahead and turn this a little bit. Oh, that's really bright because I took and re-inked that one. All right, let's clean this because I think I'm going to use the other one. All right. So I want to do this one again, but I want to get a little more of the Mango Melody on there. So kind of rub it and then I'm going to add just a little bit of this because I think I got a lot on there. And then some of the green. And what I did is I just added even like just this part to one part of it. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of, let's see, how do we want to do this? Can't get too much. Okay, so yeah, I wish I could have re-inked my Mingo Melody because I got my Flirty Flamingo way too dark, but that's okay. So now I'm going to just add a little bit more of this so I can do this right on that corner. And now I'm going to do the whole thing. I just want to get a little bit more. Let's see, let's go that way. There. I just wanted a little bit of that in the corner to kind of just fill it up. Now if I had a bigger sheet, it'd be kind of better too, because then you could see it better. But I think you get the, you know, how to do this. So it's kind of fun. And you could use your sponge dauber. You could use your markers. You could use whatever you want to give it different colors. And it's kind of funny because since we got the blends, I hardly use my markers, which is kind of sad because they work great too on certain things. I guess especially like if you want the sentiments, different colors. Okay, so that kind of gives you that little technique. And like I said, I wish I would have had a bigger sheet, but I don't. So, okay, and then we are going to do it one more time. I just cleaned that, but I'm going to do one more inside. Let that kind of dry. So, let's see. You could even go, what I might do this time, just to kind of show you a little bit, is rub off of that a little bit and just kind of pat it on there. Okay, I did this like that. Oh, that's better. That's not quite so dark. But I think if I could have re-inked it, that would have been nice. Or add a little bit of the Flirty Flamingo just on the tip. Because you could go even add some after you do the other colors. And it would give just some little tips. Like, let me show you. Just real quick here. I'm just going to do the flower. But if you just kind of bounce it, I think they used to call that thumping or something. But, and it just kind of gives it a little more like the edge there. So, I don't know. I kind of think that's cool. I could stamp like that all day. I like watercolor anyways, so. All right. Oops, I lost my paper towel. Okay, and I already stamped the happy birthday. And I cut it out. I just kind of fussy cut that too. And I did this in the Just Jade. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I'll probably drop everything here. I am going to try to grab my paper towel. And it fell. Because I just want to set these down on there. And then when you go to clean these, if you got like a, that microfiber cloth, or just sometimes, I mean, I just go like this to clean them, and I use these for my darker colors, doesn't matter, but that's what I use. So if you guys got something better, I don't like to wash them, so I'm gonna go ahead and close these too. I'm just gonna use the Just Jade for the sentiment inside. That's what I used on the happy birthday. Okay, so let's close this up so we got more room. How many send texts for birthdays instead of a card? I think it's so nice to get a card. Okay, we are done with that. Now the other thing I did, I got a little carried away here on this one. This will be for the inside. But what I did, because I wanted a little bit more of the jade. Oh, my dog's moving underneath the table, so I'm sorry. If he moves, he's shaking. So I took my the dark Just Jade blend and I kind of just splattered. Okay, just kind of fills it in a little bit. You just got to make sure because it does go all over. And I'm probably a little close on that. And then the other thing I did is I used my the blends and I colored these. So I just took in, you can kind of color them and then just let them dry. Just like that. Sometimes if they look like the color's not staying in, color them in again. Okay, so we can go ahead and finish the card. Get this out of the way. Okay, we'll put this inside and I'll add the rest. We have a pot of chili going today in the crock pot. It'll be ready this afternoon. Okay, I'm going to just glue this on. And then I will pop up the Flirty Flamingo one. When you go to mail everything, it's kind of crazy. So has everyone gotten everything they wanted from Celebration? All the stamp sets and the paper. Okay, which way do I want to go? I guess I'll go this way. And I just kind of put that in the center like that. And then I popped up my happy birthday. And this one you got to kind of add all along almost the whole thing, because you want it to be even going across. I think I had cut some of this edging off from the last. Get this one down a little bit more, and I think I can get this little one right there. Okay, I gotta put that down a tad bit more. All the schools up here are closed. I think they are downstate too. Okay, I think, you know what I'm going to do first, though, before I do that, I'm going to tie a little knot with my ribbon. Let's see. This way I can kind of see how it lays and where the happy birthday should go. Just to kind of try to get that flat. Let's see if I have this short enough. Oops. Yeah, that's not too bad. So I'm going to do the glue dots. Sometimes your ribbon lays a little funkier than others, so I guess sometimes I'll put that on. And I'm using 2 glue dots with this too, so it sticks good. And if you get one side that doesn't lay nice, you can always stick a little glue dot under there. This seems to lay pretty nice. So we'll go ahead and do our happy birthday right there. I did it up a little higher than my other one, but you put it wherever. You put it on either side. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my gems. So we will add a few of these. I did, I think, 3 of the big ones and 2 of the small ones. I'm gonna kind of, let's see, we'll do that. And these are my favorite. I love the polished dots. So, okay. What do you guys think? Kind of a bright, cheerful card. Hope you like it. Okay, so that's card number 2. And card number 3 is pretty simple. This is this little bag I was working on last night. I thought, oh my gosh. So maybe we'll work with this again. I'll try to figure, I might try to make it a little bigger, but I like it this small. It's really cute. So we'll see. I think my patience was getting a little thin last night when I was working with it. I love little bags. Sometimes it's just, I don't know, fun to just put a few little candies in there and whatever. Okay. So I'm using the basic gray, which I don't use a whole lot. I don't know why, but I do like it. So let's see, just move that over. It is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2. These I usually try to score because they're a little harder to fold to get it nice and even. Okay, then I have another piece of the gray, and this is that Heart and Home paper. Okay, this is the fresh freesia or free. I think I never say that right, that paper, but you guys know what I mean. So I got those 2 colors. Isn't this pretty though too? Look at how pretty that is. So it's like I need to work with that set too. It's just so delicate. I love the wood grain though. You can never have enough of that paper. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and add this because I didn't add the ribbon around it. So it's just a little bit smaller. Okay. And this I popped up, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp this, and it's just very simple, very simple. So, let me see, I need my paper again. And there's no right or way, wrong way of stamping it. So I'm using the basic gray for the sentiment and the fresh freesia for the flowers. And you can use any of the flowers, doesn't matter, but I'm going to use this one. I think I'm going to mix them a little bit. Let's see. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of mix them on this one. You just got to leave enough room for your thank you, which I should probably... Ooh, that is pretty. Ooh, do I want to... Let's see. Nothing like getting excited over ink and flowers and paper, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the thank you on here so I kind of know where it goes. Can't see here.